poverty and the expensiveness of Dublin that first impress visitors. The houses are dilapidated, the roads unswept. The two principal thoroughfares, Grafton Street and Sackville Street, would disgrace an English country town, and beggars are as numerous as in a continental port. Every space a blank wall is painted in scarlet or red. The Republic lives, up the IRA, General Mulcahy, whose flogging bill is very unpopular, and Mr. Healy come in for most comment. Fight clean, Mulcahy, don't murder, decorates one building, while along the length of another wall runs, Tim Healy, traitor to both sides, swears allegiance to England. Don't be a fool, Tim, fight. These notices, it is true, mean very little. The greatest number of them are written up at nightfall by young girls, still at a flapper age, who seem at the moment to be the only active Republicans in the city. But they are the hardest with whom to deal. If they're put in jail, they hunger strike and become martyrs. 13 women were qualifying for this heavenly crown at the time when we were in Dublin, and the government, though it had definitely stated that there would be no more releases, were forced to surrender Marie Camelford unconditionally. A more efficacious punishment was invented by a Free State soldier who, finding a girl engaged on this work of propaganda, quietly emptied a pot of red paint over her head and passed on his way. 2 bodies of men are to be seen in the streets. One is the Free State Army, the other the Civic Guard. The Civic Guard, many of whom are old RIC men, look smart and well disciplined, but they carry no arms and are useless save for ordinary police routine. The specimens of the army which we saw in the capital were not encouraging. There seemed to be little discipline. Only 1 in 50 condescended to salute an officer, if he met him in the street, and they consisted chiefly of old men and boys. One picture remains firmly fixed on my mind, that of a small boy of about 15, in the green uniform of the Free State, fast asleep on a bench in St. Stephen's Green, his head resting on the shoulder of a still younger girl. But the most impressive thing about Dublin is its expectant but apathetic air. Everyone is idle, but waiting. The stark ruins of the Four Courts and the Custom House and a silent crowd of perhaps 50 people listening to a barrel organ, or watching an officer giving orders to a sentry, are symbols of the Dublin of today. It is like that most nightmarish of dreams, when one finds oneself in some ordinary and accustomed place, yet with a constant fear at the heart that something terrible, unknown and unpreventable is about to happen. Weekly Westminster Gazette, 25th of August, 1923. Chapter 2. In the Occupied Area. Yes, quaint and curious war is. You shoot a fellow down, you treat if met where any bar is, or help to half a crown. This is the English attitude to war that Mr. Thomas Hardy voices, or at least it is in the post-war attitude. England may be a nation of shopkeepers, but she bears no foolish grudge against those who have been worsted in the competitive fight. And it is this that makes Cologne a different town from Essen or from Trier. In Cologne, the soldier is the exception. In Trier, it may be most certainly said that the German citizen is the exception. But England is walking on a very narrow edge of quibble and prevarication. Her geographical separation from Europe has prevented her, for the moment, from slipping into the hateful and unquestioning spirit of revanche. But there is a section of the nation who would rather see us fall into a slough of superficial success with France than stand dangerously alone. Yet to those who have seen, for however brief a time, the conditions reigning in the Ruhr and the Rhine provinces, there can be no doubt that this last is not only one right policy.